Hey everyone, you're watching We Had That, and today I'm going to be talking about the Goblin Legion Builder figure from the Mythic Legions line. This goblin is another awesome figure from the Mythic Legions Advent of Decay wave, the wave that had probably just come out when I started collecting, considering how many of these figures are in my collection compared to the other waves. In the Mythic Legions universe, the Goblin Legion Builder belongs to a faction called the Legion of Arethyr, an army made up of the most savage and brutal warriors their world has to offer. Although my Mythic Legions collection is relatively small, I recently realized that quite a few of my figures are from this faction. Several of my favorite figures, in fact, in this entire line, fight under the banner of the Legion of Arethyr. Like all Legion builders, the Goblin Legion Builder isn't a specific character, but a generic goblin soldier with no name or backstory fighting ruthlessly as a member of this dark army. His retail price is a little bit less expensive than the average figure because the paintwork is a little bit simpler. In fact, like most Legion builders, the body is molded entirely in one single color with no paint detail at all. Because of the lower price, many collectors pick up several of the same figure to build up the numbers in their armies. Since the figure comes with a variety of accessories, you can add several of them to your collection and display each one differently, making your goblin army look like it's made out of several similar but different figures. My first goblin was a character called Nubnik. He shared some of the same parts with the Goblin Legion Builder, but as you can see here, Nubnik had more paint detail on the figure and on the weapons, and therefore retails for a little bit higher price. Despite the lack of paint detail, the Goblin Legion Builder is still a very cool figure. He comes with two different heads. One of the heads has a helmet and the other does not. The head without the helmet has great detail in the sculpt and an excellent paint job. He has bright yellow eyes and dirty brown teeth, which make me feel like I can almost smell his foul breath. There's also a nice dark wash over the head, which brings out the details in the sculpt. At first glance, it would seem like the helmeted head didn't have much paint detail at all because the bulk of the head is made up of the giant helmet, which is all one color. But upon closer inspection, you'll see that he too has bright yellow eyes and a good bit of paint detail inside the helmet. He comes wearing a neck guard with spikes, but this piece can be removed if you prefer. The head with the helmet doesn't really work very well with the collar and pushes it out of shape, so I've left the collar off when I have the helmeted head on the figure. In addition to the heads, the Goblin Legion Builder has two pieces of shoulder armor, which, when added to the figure, change his appearance a good bit. He also has an orc sword molded in silver. He has a generic spear that comes with a lot of the builder figures also molded in silver, and an axe molded in silver with a skull that can be mounted to the top. It doesn't really stay on very well, so you need to glue it on if your figure is going to be seeing much action. But either way, the skull is a very cool addition to the axe. Although the sword and spear look fine in silver, I feel like the axe would have benefited greatly from being painted. Interestingly, this figure was photographed and promoted as coming with a completely different axe. Even now, when you see him for sale on some websites, old photos are used to promote the figure that show him with this other weapon, which he never came with. He's also shown in the photos wearing a black belt, but he actually came with a brown belt. This belt comes with most of the Mythic Legions figures and has a small slit that can be used to hold a sword or a dagger. Lastly, the figure came with 3 standard wing attachments that go on his back. I've never had any of the wings, so I've never used these attachments on any of my figures. The Mythic Legions figures were created by the Four Horsemen, who also worked on several lines of the Masters of the Universe toys, including the Masters of the Universe Classics collection, which are in scale with the Mythic Legions figures. So if you want to, you can combine your Mythic Legions and Masters of the Universe Classics collections together to make one huge collection of very awesome figures. Then your army of goblins can face off against He-Man. Overall, I think the Goblin Legion Builder is a very cool figure. I really like the extra paint details on the similar goblin Nubnik, especially on his weapons, but having a less expensive alternative is a great option, especially for those of you who want to build a goblin army. What do you think about the Goblin Legion Builder specifically, and what do you think about the Mythic Legions line in general? Do you have any goblins in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please give this video a like, share it on social media. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notifications bell. And one last thing, if you're a fan of toys, you should know about ToyLanta, the biggest toy show in the southeastern United States, held annually just north of Atlanta, Georgia. Visit ToyLanta.com for more information. As always, thanks for watching.